Onwards, donkey. Uh-oh. No! No, 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 no. Oh, yes. Woo! That was a little bit too many. Onwards. Ooh, dark and sweet. Oh! I'm fine. It was planned. Catch it. Oh, there's more fish on the other side. I caught a log. I need one more fish. Why am I getting logs? I just need a fish. Be an actual fish. I'm just gonna give up. Hey! Master Fish. Arena. Sign up for unranked. I'm a DPS. Yes. I am a fighter. Sign up. I'm gonna buy an island. Oh, yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. One is taken. This is so intense. I'm not even breathing. Woo! Kill him. Focus. Nice. Another kill. Now him. He's dead. No, he's not. I'm dead. I need to run. Oh shit. Fuck. Woo! Another kill in the bag. We kick things off with the tutorial. What's the shore on a beach like your typical ARPG starting point? The game quickly familiarizes us with movement as we head north to what looks like a ruined tower for our first NPC interaction. He asks us to climb up for a look around. After reporting back, he gives us a follow-up quest, gather some resources. So, as any survival game veteran would do, I ventured out and grabbed some stone and some wood. Now the first things that you have to do is always gather rocks, gather bushes. After turning in that quick quest, we are rewarded with our first item, a shield. The next step gives us a glimpse into the crafting system, which is delightfully straightforward. Ingredient 1 plus ingredient 2 equals shiny new item. And just like that, we crafted our second item, a broadsword. Once equipped, the game explains that the sword itself contains our active and passive skills. Just pick the skill you want and it pops right onto your skill bar. Pretty simple, right? Then we pressed on, sword in hand, for our very first fight. Let me tell you, the combat was incredibly satisfying and snappy. True to tutorial form, 2 or 3 swings of the sword and the entire group of enemies was toast. Across the bridge, a large giant awaited us, sporting what looked like an elite symbol. And yes, he was significantly stronger and beefier than the previous mobs. Once we finally brought him down, he dropped another equipment piece, a helmet. This unlocked yet another skill, a defensive shield this time, that absorbs 261 damage and restores 25% of our mixing energy. Just what we need. After defeating this mini elite, we arrived in a nearby village called the Cove. Our next task, find Captain Tia to set us off on our next quest. And here's where we first saw other players, and let me tell you, the place was packed with new adventurers. That's a strong sign this game is incredibly healthy and thriving. Captain Tia then introduced us to the marketplace, which is a core gameplay mechanic in Albion. You will basically be glued to it. The entire game economy is player-driven, meaning that all items you see inside are either crafted or looted by other players and sold right here. We went ahead and bought ourselves a trusty donkey as the quest required and continued following the quest line. This earned us our first gathering toolset, a skinning knife, sickle, lumber axe, and a pickaxe. With our newly acquired tools, we immediately headed out to gather some stone and wood. Now, I have to admit, Albion Online initially felt a bit intimidating. I even looked up some guides online, only to find most were from hardcore fans with thousands of hours doing 0 to hero speedrun to endgame in 11 hours, which is just bloody insane. But I did discover some neat tricks for early progression, like buying 3 donkeys in this village for a mere 3 silver and selling them in the next for thousands. That's a quick way to afford your first year of gear. Another hot tip was to fill your bags to the brim with stone, as it sells really well to players in the next village. So I did just that as a startup fund. After all that gathering and trading, the quest line sends us into the next zone to hunt some foxes for their hide, which we'll later craft into some tier 2 gear. Every gear piece in Albion is based on a tier level from 1 to 8 currently. Plus, each crafted item can come out with better quality: normal, good, outstanding, excellent, and masterpiece, color-coded by the item's border. You can even enchant your items from 1 to 4. This offers so much diversity and so many build options that players are even doing gear roulette, playing all sorts of random builds based on specific item power. The bigger your item power, the stronger your character will be. After gathering our stone, chopping trees, mining iron, and skinning some foxes, we are introduced to the biggest skill tree you'll ever see in an MMO. Path of Exile has a similar talent tree, but despite its massive size, it's quite simple once you get the hang of it. Each primary node expands into its next powerful node, without too many confusing branches, except for the very end where it splits into different weapon and armor type. For example, the Axis tree line expands into scythes, dual axes, great axes, halberd, and so on. I decided to go with axes since I've always loved wielding this type of weapon whenever I play a warrior class in any video game. Once we got acquainted with some of the basic core mechanics, we continued our quest line: gather more, kill more, and even try to steal some plants, which almost spectacularly backfired. We then headed back to the village, finished the last quest that required us to craft some tier 2 items, and actually ended up with a full tier 2 set. Following the quest line further, we finally left the tutorial island, but not before choosing which biome to spawn in. There are a total of 5 biomes, each with its primary abundant resource. Since I've always loved the skinning leatherworking path in past MMOs, I went ahead and selected Steep Cross, where we'll find a ton of animals to skin for hide. And with that, the tutorial ends, and we are thrown into the vast world of Albion, free to do whatever we want. In the past, this freedom could be quite overwhelming, with no traditional quests or missions. However, the team behind Albion Sandbox Interactive listened to player feedback and recently introduced the Albion Journal. This journal contains all sorts of quests that showcase every single mechanic within the game. If you were ever intimidated by the freedom and massive world of Albion, now's your chance to jump back and explore this beautiful MMO with everything it has to offer. Moving on, I choose the Adventurer path as my main questline, but as you can see, we can change this path anytime we want. Later on, we'll dive into all the available quests this journal contains. And what's our first task, you might ask? Find a solo randomized dungeon that spawns on the map. These solo dungeons are a great introduction to the dungeon system. They're very easy to complete, but the rewards aren't that spectacular, so I don't recommend grinding them too much. Just a couple for the sense of exploration. But for sure, do not skip any type of content, as each has its own charm, necessity, difficulty, rewards, and fun. I highly recommend you to try at least one of each piece of content Albion has to offer. And I repeat, do not rush to endgame by following a zero to hero guide, especially as a new player. In this solo randomized dungeon, we faced a heretic overseer as the final boss, wielding a whip. It was very easy to defeat. Behind him, a purple chest awaited, which you can only open once the boss and most of the mobs are defeated. Inside, we found a pack of silver and a tier 3 cape, which was a nice upgrade from our current tier 2 cape. We went back and forth with the Albion Journal task, gathering more resources: wood, ore, herbs, and hide. I even had a funny yet frustrating moment trying out the fishing mechanic. Nope. Yay. That's a big one. That's a big one. Catch it. Catch it. Catch it. Easy. I caught a log. Again, rough logs. I need fish. Can I get some fish? I need one more fish. One. If I wanted logs, I could have chopped down a tree, not fish. Why am I getting logs? I just need a fish. I need a fish. One fish. Come on. Be a fish. Be an actual fish. I can see that you're a fish. It's in the water. It's in the animation.
Huh?
I'm just gonna give up. Hey! Master Fisherman. Master Fisherman. The reason we are doing all this isn't just to familiarize ourselves with the game mechanics. These tasks reward you handsomely with fame, which is Albion's character experience to level up your destiny board, gain talent points, vanity item, and loads of silver, which you will always need. We also sold our extra donkey, along with some looted items, and the stone we hoarded back on the tutorial island to get even more silver. This will be spent on tier 3 gear. If you don't want to sell your items, you also have the options to salvage them. But I highly recommend against it, as the material output is very low compared to the item's value. During our adventure, I misunderstood one of the tasks and ended up doing another solo dungeon. This time, however, 2 other players were inside and invited me to their party. Being a solo dungeon, it was an absolute breeze and we cleared it very quick. I actually wished we were in an actual group dungeon, which are more challenging and have higher rewards. Another funny mistake I made was completely forgetting about the weight system, and I ended up walking speed in the middle of the map, miles away from the city. Unfortunately, until I reach one of the main cities, I wouldn't be able to use the quick town teleport my mount offers, which would have been incredibly useful in this circumstance. But there I was, walking on a donkey, full of resources and dungeon loot, ready to refine and sell for some juicy silver. Anyway, once we did all that, we were finally able to gallop faster on our little donkey. One of the journal tasks instructed us to go to an open world dungeon type place, where the monsters were clearly group intended. They had a ton of HP and hit quite hard. Since I didn't have a group or any friends for that matter, I just ventured in to kill the 10 mobs I needed. This was definitely not meant to be soloed or explode deeper. So I did just that, killed 10 and got out. Once completed, I claimed the journal rewards, went out and did the unthinkable. More skinning, more cutting, more gathering. If I didn't learn the first time, I am now again completely overcumbered with resources. Slowly, painfully, but full of loot, I finally reached the city and sold it for some hard-earned silver. Finally, I headed out the main city of this region, Bridgewatch. Here, you can see even more how absolutely packed with players this game is. I was barely able to see where I was going or where the NPCs were. After some selling and buying our tier 4 set alongside the horse, and banking everything from our inventory, I went onwards to the next task on our journal, doing an expedition dungeon. These dungeons can be done directly from the city and are similar to the solo dungeons, which you can do daily. They are simple but much more rewarding, as they give you not only loot and silver inside, But once completed, you'll receive even more silver and a bag of goodies that give you random tier insignia, which can be quite expensive on the marketplace. Unfortunately, we can only do tier 4 expeditions as we haven't unlocked the expert river talent yet. After defeating the trash mouse starts to finish, we encounter the final boss, Crazed Chops, whom we bravely face tanked and killed. We used the portal to head back to the city and get our rewards. I highly recommend doing this daily as the rewards are quite substantial, especially for a new player at the beginning. We went ahead and sold our insignia for a hefty sum and then further followed the Albion journal, this time pointing us in the direction of PvP arenas. This piece of content is extremely fun to play and provide very good practice for small group PvP, as you get evenly matched with other players similar to your item power. You can choose between fighter or healer class type, but of course you should actually have the proper gear equipped to possess healing spells for yourself and other party members. The rewards aren't the main focus of this game mechanic, but rather to give you a taste of the PvP aspect, especially in group fights. The rewards are decent, but nothing to brag about. So, we signed up and waited for a matchup. Meanwhile, we got an announcement that the server will restart for daily maintenance. But not to worry, this didn't take long, and we were back online in less than 20 minutes. While waiting to get matched with our opponents, we went ahead and visited the island system, where you can buy land and build your own mini village with farms, crops, a house, training grounds with dummies, and even summon villagers and crafters. This content unfortunately is locked behind the premium subscription, which would cost you about 25 million silver earned in-game or around 15 bucks depending on your region. Other players claim you can earn that silver for premium in 24 hours from zero, if the stars align. However, let's say you're like me and barely know how to make money. It's still doable in less than a week for 30 days of premium. We went out gathering for more resources while waiting for PvP match to pop up. And long and behold, it's PvP time. Let's go. Bam! Woo! Kill him. Focus. Nice. Another kill. One is taken. This is so intense. I'm not even breathing. Now him. He's dead. No, he's not. I'm dead. I need to run. Oh shit. Fuck. We won! Woo! First arena match. Woo! That was intense. I didn't even check the scoreboard. Whew. And the game is shutting down. Soon. After that very fun and intense match, we emerge victorious, win some PvP rewards waiting for us to collect alongside the journal rewards. Since we spawned after the arena exactly where we were last time, we did the inevitable, and you'll see what I mean. Hey! A chest appeared right on top of me. Okay. You did it. Good job. Good job. 1054. Look at this guy. No chance. So, a random chest spawned right next to me, making the zone around it PvP enabled. Not only can this chest be very valuable to loot, but it signals the entire player base that a chest has spawned on the map. So obviously, everyone will come and contest it. After winning in the arena, I wanted to loot the chest. I waited for us to be flagged, and this happened. Since we were in a yellow zone, fortunately we only went down with our pride in the gutter and our aspirations smashed. But all our gear and loot remained untouched. Full loot PvP happens only in red zones and black zones, where if you die, you're back in town butt naked. But don't let that discourage you from venturing out, because you can grab extremely cheap gear that's viable in all red and black zones, while the loot and rewards are one of the best ways of getting absolutely stacked. After we came back from the maintenance, we continued doing, you guessed it, more skinning, more cutting, and anything we could get our hands on to trade for silver. More silver, more power. Moving on towards our journey to conquer the world of Albion and get insanely rich, stomping every PvP encounter, we first have to equip more tools, gather some more, head back, sell our loot, and buy ourselves our dream weapons, the bear paws. But our plan was postponed by yet another core piece of content Albion has to offer, the Mists. These are solo maps you can enter through portals where only you and a few other solo players are matched against. These maps share the same game rules as the map you came from. A yellow map means a yellow type best with the same rules. If you enter a mist from a black zone, it's full loot PvP in the mist as well. The difference is you won't be ganked by a horde of people. Instead, it's usually just you and a few opponents in a 1v1 or 2v2 format. These maps are rich in resources and small map events such as clearing PvE camps, valuable chests, spraying wisps from cages, and sometimes rare portal spawns that led to the city of Brecilian or Nightfall Abbey. In full loot mist, you are also almost guaranteed to find 1v1 PvP, and if you win, their loot is all yours. So, we went ahead and killed wildlife, explored the PvE camp to get its chest, and died. In a full loot encounter, I would have been back in town only in my underpants, clinging to my last grain of dignity. Now we get kicked after dying. However, we later found another portal to the mist, and here we found one of the portals that lead to the Nightfall Abbeys, but more on that later. After finishing the mist, we jumped right into a corrupted dungeon that spawned next one, and this is how it went. That shrine, normally, if you have the tutorial on, that shrine is a PvP shrine. It tells the game that you wanna invade other people in their corrupted dungeon. And definitely I wanna do that. I can't see!
Hello.
That's false. Oh shit. Well, that doesn't work. He pissed. He pissed. Oh, 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 oh. Damn. There's the mechanics, bro. I cannot. Experience. Oh, wait. I'm in a player's dungeon. He killed me. GG. Yep. We died again. Luckily, again, we were within the yellow zone, so our dignity was still intact, and we just got outside the dungeon, but eager to jump back in for revenge. And that's exactly what we did. However, first, we went into the mists again, as we had found an uncommon mist portal which boosts everything up, from rewards to resources. Here, we tried out the Nightfall Abbey. But do you remember the curse of being over-encumbered? Well, little did I know that inside the Abbey, you cannot use your freaking mount. And since mounts in this game give you a ton of weight capacity, here I was unable to summon it. So, this happened. Nightfall Abbey. What's Nightfall Abbey? Huh? Where am I? You cannot mount up. Oh my god. Oh. Why, game? Why you do this? Oh man, I have nothing to throw. I was not prepared to do this. I can't dodge, I cannot move out of the way. So fucked. Oh. Activates when your health drops below. So this is a buff? Oh. Oh, this is like a survival thingy. Oh, right. Oh, that's a big guy. How am I supposed to fight anyone? Ah. Well, you live and learn. Oh. First, take out the small ones. Because I cannot even dodge. So I need to face tank. If that's possible. 3,000! Oh! Yeah, I need to face tank him and interrupt him. Oh, nope. That's not gonna work. Oh! Yes! Oh, I did it. Holy! I don't think there's anyone inside here. And I'm freaking walking. Oh, a chest and a buff. Okay. $58K? Oh! That pays for my fucking weapon. And I'm even slower. How do I... Oh. There's a chest here. Unlocks in 4 minutes. Alright, let's go there. Whoa, how am I supposed to freaking go? Man, if I only knew... Wait. And I can just stay here as much as I want? Like... Or are any of those stairs just exits? Okay, let me try and grab the chest. And then I will see if I can exit. Oh! That's a boss. That's a boss. Bro! This mode is sick! What can I drop? It doesn't help. It does not help. And 10K. Why did I pick all of them up? Because I cannot even walk. Oh yeah, definitely I want to play this mode even more. This looks so cool. But how much can I stay inside? as much as I want? Do I have a timer? Or something? Doesn't look like it. No! No, 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 no. Oh, fuck. No. No, I died. No. I revive in the Abbey. Oh, I revive here. I can revive here. Oh. Missed closing in 4 minutes. Ah, okay. 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 Much better. And you're the last one. Can I get the chest as well? I think that I have time. Oh! I might not have time, but I might not live. Yes. Yes. Give me bonuses. Oh. More health. That's what I need. More health. Alright, the last chest. I'm going for the last chest. There it is. And the last chest. Not much. Not much. But we already have 100k. That means that we can buy our axes. And done. We're out. We did an abbey. Yup, I went through the abbey like a slug. But inside, room after room, chest after chest, I finally emerged with my inventory full of riches. Luckily, I didn't have any PvP encounters this time, as I would have stood no chance against a player that could actually move. After this slow and painful mishap that I had to endure, we finished yet another cool piece of content inside of Albion, which I want to revisit, but in Black Zone format. I cannot wait for it. Before I end the day with the last shred of sanity I had to take my final vengeance, the Corrupted Dungeon. So without hesitation, I repaired, took all my fame books that I hoarded from the journal rewards, bought my final weapon, the Bear Paws, leveled up to the brim, or at least the levels I could gain from the books I had. And that was quite the boost, no joke. Prepared and equipped with the best I could attain at this moment, onwards we go to head into the depths of the Corrupted Dungeon, where we will face our last opponent of the day. Will I get obliterated again, or shall I exit victorious in our last encounter from this day? Before we venture out, if you learned something or just had a good laugh watching me rage my way through Albion Online, then do me a solid. Hit that like button to show me if it was entertaining and to support me doing what I do, and consider smashing that subscribe button. We're on a journey to conquer Albion, and you won't want to miss what happens next. Now, back to our final showdown, as we were hunting in the wild for resources and looking for a corrupted portal. Soon enough, we got lucky and spotted it quite close to the city entrance. With blood rage pumping through our veins, we entered the portal and activated the PvP instance. Note that if you don't activate the demon statue at the entrance, the dungeon will be PvE only. So you don't have to worry about someone invading your dungeon or you being teleported as a hunter into someone else's dungeon. But this is exactly what we wanted to do. Now active, we went on and started killing mobs inside to fill up the bar with corrupted essence when all of a sudden we got teleported into someone's dungeon. With haste, we started searching for the unwary player. And soon enough, we spotted him. So without hesitation, our battle commenced. Oh, there he is. Hey, we did it! We did it! Our first kill. And now I'm dying. And another 57. And the beauty of it is that you also don't lose anything, right? So you can just do that endlessly and you're not gonna lose nothing from your character. My heart was pounding after that encounter. But our victory led us to having our inventory filled to the brim. Onwards to the final boss. Oh! It's not this way again. Okay, so clockwise is the best way to actually do it. And done. And that's it. Easy money. With the demon slayed, our fellow adventurer defeated, we made haste back to the city to liquidate all of our loot into precious silver. I had a lot of fun on this adventure and making this video, and I really hope you enjoyed it too, because I would love to see you in my next video, where we take on more challenges that Albion throws at us. But until then, I wish you a fantastic day and happy gaming.